On this episode of the John1911 Podcast, we have finally hit the 800-yard mark. A Polaris General, SKY is not blue sky, and dick pics for your mama. Okay, good morning, everybody. This is Marky and Freeze, and this is episode 102 of the John1911 Podcast. So you said you slept in today, Freeze, huh?
Yeah. I didn't get up till like 6.
Yeah, it just literally just rolled. The clock just rolled to 7 a.m. as well. This is doing the intro, so we're a little bit late. We normally like to try to do these earlier if we can. So always stuff going on. So do you have enough coffee in you to talk this morning?
Well, is there such a thing as having enough coffee in you?
No.
Yeah, exactly. No, I'm on my second cup, so I'm good.
So, I guess, we had one of our regulars, he sent over, I guess I can use Danny sent over a, thing in my email about the Michael Murphy, memorial got damaged or something. You said you saw it overnight?
Right before I shut it down last night, I saw a news blurb on it, and I was like, I mean, the first thing, when I heard about it, it pissed me off, and then it was just like, you know what, I'm too tired to even get mad about this. So I went to bed instead. But yeah, apparently they have like a memorial park set up for him, and that was it's like a round marble plaque, and I guess someone knocked it over and shattered it, and they're offering, man, I don't remember. I think they said it was like a $25,000 reward for to help catch whoever did it. So who knows? I mean, the thing is, there's so many of these freaking lefties out there vandalizing any type of memorial and monuments. And truth is, whoever did it probably doesn't even know who the hell he is. They probably just did it because it's a monument and there's a picture of the guy on it, which means he's a soldier, which means he's bad. I mean, you know how these kids are.
There's a good chance you're right on the people who did it actually may not even understand who the dude actually is.
Yeah.
So is this memorial? Is it in New York? I thought Murphy was from New York.
I honestly, I don't know where it's at.
Yeah.
I
haven't seen any of the stories yet. I literally just saw it in my email, my inbox this morning. Then I mentioned it to you. And
like I said, I saw the blurb last night before I went to bed, and I haven't seen any more updates on it. So I'm sure I'll see throughout the day all kinds of stuff coming through.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about some good news. You made it out to the range earlier this week.
Oh, yeah.
And today, what's today, Friday? Yeah, today's Friday. So you were out there Wednesday?
Yeah, I think Wednesday. Yeah,
it was Wednesday. And we have really made some good progress.
Man, I'm very, very impressed with the progress.
Yeah.
And it was a good trip. We were able to scout around at the far end of the the range and get a few things worked out. And at the end of the day, I'm amazingly pleased with the distances we're going to end up at.
Yeah, we have an easy 6, hard 7, and then how the property rolls right now, we'll probably maybe blank the 8, which none of this is making sense, an easy and a hard. But there's easy, hard, and I'm calling it blanking, like we're skipping a distance for the way the property rolls. So we can have an easy 6, a hard 7, and then if we go high with the chute building, we should be able to hit 8 or 850, and then 9, and maybe even, I mean, I don't even want to say the magic
Yeah.
4-digit one.
And truthfully, I don't necessarily know if we're going to get out to the magic number, but I think between an elevated shooting platform, and a lot of our listeners are not going to really understand. We've talked about several solutions to this down the road, and that'll come later. But from the elevated shooting platform, I see us easily. Well, none of this, when I say easily, none of this is easy, know, but I see us easily being able to get at least 8.
Yeah, we have 8. We've got 8.
And honestly, I mean, guys that don't really shoot and play Xbox all day or be like, oh man, why don't you have a 2-mile range? Because I can do that. But the truth is, anything over 600 yards for me personally is what I can, I consider 600 yards long range. Anything over 600 yards to me is icing on the cake, and we've got 600 yards in spades. So as far as I'm done, plant the grass and put the targets up. I'm ready.
Yeah.
But with that being said, if we eke out 9 or get to the magic number, man, I'm going to be running around naked in the room. I mean, seriously, that would be amazing.
Well, yeah, you're going to be running around naked because you don't have any. We can't afford any clothes for what we've spent for this, just for this dozer work. So,
well, that is true.
Well, the initial quote to go down the spine the easy way, but I decided not to do that because I didn't feel like it was safe enough. The initial quote, we are at actual spend. We are. I have to get a calculator. Hold on. I have to work out.
You sure you want to say that number out loud?
I'm not going to say the number. I don't want to say the number. Let's do. We're 6 times over the initial quote. Just for the dozer.
Oh yeah.
Well, that's what it costs to push through, 3 hills.
Yeah.
Not over them, through them. So
the cut on the first finger there is, I don't know what, 6-7 feet.
Oh, the big cut?
Yeah.
Oh no, that's like 4. That's at least 12 feet, if not closer to 14 at the apex.
I mean, that's a deep cut.
Yeah. Oh no, it's people, when you see it in the photographs, unless you're like a dirt work guy, and I'm not a dirt work guy, you don't realize how deep that is until you drive down in the bottom of it with or stand down there, and you're like, oh my God. I mean, it's so deep. We're gonna have to shave off that backside of it some more so it doesn't collapse over time. So
look, those hills will erode away a little bit over time, but that's basically the gap in between the hills where they cut it will get narrower due to like erosion, but it's not going to really affect the shooting lane or anything.
Yeah. What part of the reason why we cut that trench through that. I was calling it finger 2, but that's a whole other conversation. We'll have to bring up the USGS. but the cut through finger 2, the part of it was I wanted to be able to see the hill face all the way at the bottom of finger 3. And finger 3 was where you and I were standing with the dozer guy, and we were like measuring some distances. That's we did the bulk of our standing around there. And what my thought was, worst case scenario, if I have to, that finger 3, I make that a bowl, basically to obliterate finger 2 and just turn it into a giant bowl. And then we just shoot all in the side of it. So what that trench, what it does is it gets us the ability to put bullets at the bottom of finger 3. Because I don't necessarily, I mean, it's one thing to shoot at the top, but for like the bulk of the shoot, like, here's the thing, like we get a guy, like, we get a SWAT guy and we're trying to confirm some dope and we're trying to walk him out. And, I don't want all the long distance shooting to be at the tops of these hills in case he's wrong.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, okay, we're backing you up, hit, backing you up, hit. Okay, now go to the bottom of that giant hill, hit that target at the bottom, clang, okay, you're on. Now go up to the top, clang, all right, you're on. As opposed to shooting at the top, bang, I didn't see it. Oh, yeah. Fuck, where did it go? Yeah, so, So yeah, it's good news. I mean, we've got, but the day you were out there, it was, because I told the guy to clean up some stuff, and it's like, dude, we found at least, I guess, 2 more fingers.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, it's amazing how when you look at a topo map and then look at the terrain when all the trees are gone, it's amazing how you go, maybe my map reading skills are a little rusty.
Yeah, I think that hasn't really been surveyed. There's a couple satellite companies. There's 2 ways to kind of look at this. There's something called synthetic aperture radar, SAR, which actually would look through the trees. Yeah, you can see the ground, but that costs big money. But there's another company that I can pay them. They have satellites, and we're going to have to get a satellite image and look at some stuff.
Realistically, whatever.
Well, I want the satellite image because we got to make a map. I want to make an accurate map as we start, because we have to start naming various features in case somebody gets hurt. We got to find them.
Yeah, well, if you want to make an accurate map, we'll need that, because the topo map that we have from, I guess, the county.
That's from the U.S. Geological Survey. That map, baby.
Yeah, well, the U.S. Geological Survey map is not accurate.
It is. I'm curious when they did that. So, well, here's the thing. According to them, the front of the property, up where the shooting position is 50 feet higher than the apex at the back of the property where the theoretical impact's in. And everything's so wrong. I'm curious how wrong that is.
It does seem higher, but when you're back there, and I know line of sight, I mean, you can't accurate, but I mean, I could see it being 50 foot higher than the back end of the property.
Oh, it might. What I'm thinking is it might be more.
Yeah.
I believe it's higher, and I believe it's 50, but we'll have to just see.
Yeah, could it be more? Well, it could be. It very well could be, but I don't think it's 100.
No, it's not 100. It's close enough. It's close enough for farmer work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Us, it's like, some of these, it's fine. I mean, I'm real proud of myself because, I haven't talked about this with the, publicly, but, I've got my, we're going through these woods blind, and I've got my angles, and I've got my coordinates, and they kept tacking off to the left because it goes downhill and all that heavy equipment, and you can get so disoriented back there. And I'm just kept, guys, you got to go to the right. They're like, we want to hit that thing at the opposite corner. I'm like, you got to stay here, stay. And sure enough, even when we were out there with you, it literally, we landed right on it. Bang.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And look, right now, everything out there is rough. The dozers out there, doing its work, and everything's tore up. But once the dozer gets done, we get, things get smoothed out, areas get seeded, existing paths, will become main roads, so to speak.
Yeah.
Things will definitely smooth out. A year from now, it'll be a totally different place. Well, I mean, a totally different place than what it is right now. I mean, like right now, like Wednesday, we're out there, we're talking, we're like, it's like, well, is that one face behind that hill, and, we buzzed around to find it, well, a year from now, we're going to know where everything is. We're going to have existing pathways and roads to get to it.
Yeah.
I mean, everything will become a little bit more familiar. And
yeah, all the pathways are in, all the trails are in at this point. And we've got gorgeous trails. They're huge. Dude, you could drive some of these trails. You could almost get 2 deuce and a half side by side down some of them.
Yeah, but trails will overgrow. When I say overgrow, it's the amount of use they get. Trails will get narrower. I mean, I had trails in my woods behind my house that I could ride my tractor or 4-wheeler through. But because I didn't maintain them or upkeep them, you can't even tell where the trails are right now.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
but we just have to make a decision. And, some of that stuff will that's part of the reason why we have we've got all the vehicles, but we put these trails in on purpose so we could get around. And actually some of those trails, they kind of work out to their own nice shooting positions themselves.
Oh, absolutely. And again, right now we're concentrating and we're talking about the main shooting line going down, to, 6, 7, 8, 900 yards and all that. But the truth is, we're going to have like, short range rifle areas, pistol pit areas. I mean, things will continually grow and expand. And, and as that happens, more areas will get used by different people, for different applications, because not everyone's going to be in a shooting tower shooting at 900 yards all the time,
yeah. I mean, that's not even. I mean, the bulk of the shooting is going to be 600 and in. So, and we're set up great for that. I mean, we're set up in a way that we can actually, because it's so safe. That was part of the reason why I didn't want to do that down the spine. Because here's the thing, you can make the argument only the experts are going to be shooting at 700 or 800 yards. But here's the thing. The closer you get in, the dumber the shooting becomes. And that's not a commentary on anybody. That's just talking about the reality of like even you and me. Like, here's an example. Like you're like, hey, let's take that. I don't know. Like I'm not in the rifle. I mean, I'm trying to think like, let's take some dumbass gun. Can you hit that at 400 yards? That target out there? I bet you I can. And as opposed, if you've got a bowl that'll eat that.
I'll give you a real life example of that. Is when we took the Israeli Mauser out there. Granted, we were only shooting at 80 yards, but it's just like, let's see if we can hit something with this.
Yeah.
Now expand that out to 200 yards. Well, I mean, it was an unfired by us rifle. I mean, you could have shot that at 200 yards and it could have missed the target by 10 feet. We didn't know. I mean, we didn't know if that front sight blade was knocked off or, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And that is the reality of the situation. It's just like, okay, well, I don't know what the sights are set on this gun, so let's give it a shot.
Yeah, so we needed like a bigger area that we could shoot at, at good distances, and there's, it'll eat all the mistakes. Because, if you're trying to make stuff work, it's not all about, like you get the dope on your guns. That's because you kind of worked to get there. You got to be able to put bullets in areas where there's a lot of missing. And that was my fear with the spine is there's going to be a lot of missing and shit's going to be bouncing all over the place. And I didn't like that at all.
and another thing, I mean, we talked about securing the property, but it can never be really 100% secured. So let's say there's a day when no one's down there, and a couple local kids sneak in and start shooting. Again, you have to try to idiot proof it for someone who's trespassing and not even supposed to be there using it.
Yeah.
Because, again, you go, well, you know what? Okay, as long as we're doing it, it'll be okay. No, it has to be as long as anyone's doing it, it'll be okay.
Yeah, within reason. So at least the 600, 6 and 700, we have it pretty much idiot proof. I mean, look, if you're going to be a retard, there's nothing I can do about that. But
well, I mean, if you're going to stand there and and point the gun up in the air and and fire it off, I mean, how many times have you gone to a public shooting range and looked up, saw bullet holes in the
yeah.
In the tin? I mean, look, you can't fix stupid, but accidents happen, shit happens, things happen, and all we can do is try to make it as safe as humanly possible, to where in order for something to go sideways, it has to really go sideways.
Hence the big trench and seeing the bottom of finger 3, which, I don't know what the hell finger it is.
Well, we're calling it finger 3 for now. Yeah. That could change.
Yeah, we're going to end up having to, rename a lot of this stuff. So, hey,
yeah.
Do I owe your mom an apology? If you don't know what I'm talking about, then maybe I don't. Did you see the story about the dick appointment?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I was trying to send that to you, and on my phone, because obviously you and your mother have the same last name, which isn't, in life that isn't always true. I thought I'd actually hit send to her, and I thought I sent your mom a dick appointment story. I was like, oh, fuck. So.
Oh, yeah, I mean, you probably didn't, because, if you sent her an appointment, she'd have been calling you.
Yeah, did you see that story?
I did. I thought it was amusing. But look, seriously, even if you did send it to my mom, I mean, I am her son and shit like that. It would take a lot more to offend her than that.
Oh, yeah, I know your mom, but it was so the story is, guy accidentally assumed his boss's text was a dick appointment. He then had to quit his job. What happened?
There's more to the story, though. There's got to be, but go on.
Let's see here. I guess he didn't have numbers in his phone, and so he gets a text from some random number he doesn't know, and he goes, "I'm making you come in at 12 on Friday." It comes in, "I'm making you come in at 12 on Friday," and then he responds, "First off, you're not making me do shit. Second off, I don't remember scheduling any dick appointments."
Yeah. That's
when
the boss replies, "This is your boss, and we'll be talking about your employment with us on Friday or something."
Yeah, this is your boss, and then I got a new number, and then it said, "Yeah, I'll be giving you a call tomorrow to discuss the terms of your employment with us." And it's just apparently his boss is a woman, and it's just so then the guy, he decides, "Oh my God, I can't believe I did this." So he puts it on goddamn Twitter. "I need some advice."
Here's the thing. This is why I'm saying there's more to the story. I mean,
I got one that's more to the story. It's coming in a minute. You'll see.
and these young kids, they immediately go to social media. You know what? If you screw up like that, you just go, "Oh my God, I'm sorry." You explain the situation. It's uncomfortable. But the odds are you're not going to get fired or have to quit your job. But if you sit there and tell everyone what kind of a moron you are on social media. So, anyway, you said you got more to the story.
Oh, I got another story. No, I just thought that was hilarious. So, he gets a random text message and he's going to start responding to it. It's like, can I help you? Who is this? But again, because he's dumb and he's got to make it a whatever. I tell you, no, I got a story. I have this story. The subtitle of this story should be, I have questions. Let me see if I can find this. So here, you ready for this one? Miami man with no arms charged with stabbing Chicago tourist.
Ooh. Oh.
I have questions.
Serious questions on that. Okay.
You can tell when I'm on the range and the guy's running the D8. Sometimes I just have to sit there and wait for him to push dirt, and I just read the news.
So, is he a unicorn?
He's got a mugshot, and they're not showing his arms. Miami Beach say 46-year-old Jonathan Crenshaw held a pair of scissors with his feet. Oh fuck! And stabbed 22-year-old Cesar Coronado just after midnight Tuesday.
Wow. Well, since we're talking about crazy shit like that, I saw a news blurb, and I almost think it's fake, but I didn't care enough to actually try to see if it was or not. You know how it is.
Yeah.
And I wasn't even going to mention it to you, but since we're talking about crazy shit like this, okay, the caption picture, was a guy's like mugshot, and this guy looked like he was, oh God, I mean, it looks like he was like a third generation inbred seclusionist or something. I mean, this guy.
Oh, every time you see his mugshot, you hear banjos.
And caption is, Florida man arrested for tranquilizing and raping alligators.
Oh, come on.
That in itself is funny, but then when you see his mugshot, you go, yeah, I see that. So I'm sure it's a fake story, just for the humor of people like me.
What? There was one. I probably won't be able to recall it, but what was it?
On one hand, you have to look at it and say, I so hope that's true. I mean, I hate to see the random rape and abuse of alligators, but come on.
I mean, how do you rape an alligator?
I don't know. You know what? You're not getting a blowjob. Sorry, I just offended someone out there, but come on.
Oh my god. Yes, I don't even. There was one you occasionally see those things I don't know, oh, someone was arrested for raping dogs in the neighborhood. You're just like, okay, whatever, buddy. Hey, did we talk about this on the podcast? I've been so busy. Sig Sauer or Sig USA or Sig whatever, they are going to release. They've officially announced they're going to release the M17 320 pistol.
Yes,
this year or later this year. Well, that's with the thumb safety on it.
We talked about this a long time ago, I guess right around the time the when we were talking about the 320, but it wasn't officially announced. I don't want to say we predicted it because it's a no-brainer knowing that they're eventually going to release it. But we talked about the future of that. So now,
well, here's my curiosity on that gun. I mean, from a practical standpoint, with these modern striker-fired guns, this isn't always true, but this is an issue you have with 1911 guys, and what ends up happening is 1911 guys, we're all used to throwing that gun up and working that safety, but what ends up happening is if working that gun with that thumb safety doesn't become second nature. Like literally, like it's difficult to switch to a 1911 from other guns. It's not. See, someone's going to be listening to this. They're going to think I'm being a dickhead. But what happens is Oh yeah, I switch all the time. But then like you go to some real serious training and it's stressful and you're on the edge of your skill set trying to grow as a shooter and you're throwing that gun up and you're gonna forget to throw that. That happens so
Yeah,
often.
you're,
So that
but
yeah.
the opposite side of that coin is say, you're 18, you join the military. This is the pistol you're used to shooting because you're not a gun guy. And you're used to the thumb safety on it. And that's what you're used to. That's, and that's your introduction to handguns. And you get out of the military, 4 years later, and you want to carry full time, or you get into guns and you get into shooting and you like the 320. So you go out and buy a regular 320. Doesn't have a thumb safety. But here's the thing, when you draw that, even if you disengage the thumb safety with your thumb and there's no safety there, it doesn't affect the damn thing.
That's why 1911 guys, that happens all the time when 1911 guys go to a striker gun.
Exactly.
Like if you swipe the safety off on a Glock, it doesn't hurt anything. But if you don't swipe the safety off on 1911, it hurts everything.
Yeah.
But what's interesting, but the point I want to make with this M17, if you look at the safety, I've never handled one with a safety.
Neither have I.
If you look at it closely, and if you're a high thumbs forward shooter, which is kind of the modern shooting method, the way that safety is shaped and where it's located, it's pretty low. And it kind of's got this like this parabolic kind of arch forward. I'm curious if it's almost built into if you're a high thumb shooter and you grab that gun, I'm curious if that knocks that safety off. And if it does, that could be a whole new deal. I'm dying to dry fire an M17.
So am I, actually. And actually, I think an M17 wouldn't be a bad addition to the armory. But I know what you're saying about that. And I see that. If we're talking honestly, I think you got about a 70% chance of being right, because that safety is just weird looking to me.
It is weird looking, but if you look at it relative to the grip, it's low.
Yeah, it is. And I mean, yeah, if you ride that thing high, I can't see how that safety wouldn't interfere. I mean,
well, if you don't interfere the way it's shaped, it would just get knocked off.
Well, that's interfering. I mean, if the safety gets engaged or disengaged when you don't want it to, that's interference.
Well, I would want it to. Here's the thing: if I'm thumbs forward,
yeah.
If I've got my hands on that gun, I want that safety off.
Yeah.
That would be that. I've never heard anybody else say this, but to me, I wonder if it's almost going to be. I would love if it becomes a technological bridge between the 1911 and like the modern striker fired gun, where they figured out a safety that actually still thumb safety for all the admin carry stuff, but it just almost like a grip safety. The theory of a grip safety is you shouldn't have to think about knocking off a grip safety. Yeah. But if you don't grab the gun right, it can lock up the gun.
Well, you know what's...
And I'm curious if this is more like that.
If you take a close look at the safety, and I don't have a picture up in front of me at the moment, but I looked at it when I heard that, they were coming out on the civilian market. The way that safety is designed, the shape of it, I never really thought of it the way you're talking about it right now. It just never really dawned on me. But if you go to grip the gun, when you're acquisitioning the gun and you got your high grip and you run your thumb up it, you know what? The safety is almost designed to where it could almost like be a ramp for your
bingo,
thumb, which would just disengage it automatically once your thumb rode the ramp.
Bingo. I wonder if that's what's going on.
But you know what? That's interesting. I'd like to hold one of those and play with it.
I'm dying to shoot that gun.
Because and if that's the case, that makes that a damn nice thumb safety.
It does. It theoretically could.
But I don't want to.
If you have to have some thumb safety, or you want to have one,
I don't want to.
Think about all the guys that are carrying but think about all the guys that are carrying appendix or AIWB who have started playing with the idea of having safeties on their guns because of obvious reasons. This gun is like a modern striker gun. If that safety theoretically works out the way I theoretically hope it does, that safety could be a game changer. And I've been real quiet. If you listen to this podcast, you've occasionally heard me ask the question because I've never touched it. But I look at that thing because I'm real big in the ergonomics of guns, and I'm looking at that, and I'm like, I wonder what's going on with that safety. That's not an accident. That was designed by an actual shooter, and I'm dying to shoot that gun.
Yeah, you know what? I'm real interested in it myself. I mean, of course, I've been interested since I heard about them introducing it on the civilian.
Hey, you're a sick fanboy, so you know what?
Exactly. You know, but
yeah.
But
hey, speaking of buying guns, let me give you an update on that auction that we were participating in.
Yeah.
So here's we're not going to say which auction house it is, but, Freeze and I, when we buy guns for the armory, what happens is usually a big auction will come through, and we'll take about 2 hours, and we scour all the guns that theoretically we would want. And then we break them up into, do we really want it, or do we want it if it sells for nothing? And there's always some guns that's like, we don't really need that, but if it's super cheap, we'll take one because we can do something with it. It takes about 2 hours for us to go through and place all of our reserve bids on everything. And it doesn't seem like but it's always 2 hours. Right now, we have lost every single one, including some of the really dumb ones. Now, the auction hasn't closed yet, so the final prices are not in, and we're not going to mention any guns.
Yeah.
But I'm telling that story to tell this story. I guess we can mention one gun.
Yeah.
So there was a gun, and it had Sky in it, SKY, and I ignored it because I thought that was Blue Sky. And you're like, dude.
Ew.
SKY is a Finnish marking. It's
It's we're talking about this gun, and I'm like, oh man, that's really nice, and it's got good markings on it. And I'm sitting there, pumping up this gun, talking about it, and you're like, I thought the SKY meant it was a Blue Sky, so I just disregarded it. And it's like, no, dude, no. See, that's why you're not the Milcert guy.
Nope, I'm not. You know what? I'm oddball. I just drive them, baby.
Well, it's like the post. You posted the Blaser technical manual, and I'm like, it's like, who cares?
I know nobody. You know what? I know nobody cares, but there's a SWAT guy. There's a team up in the Northeast, and they run Blasers. And so eventually what ends up happening is, because it's such a small community, I don't even like to use the word community, there's not that many of us, that eventually they find me because of our website, because they're looking for Blaser information. And he had run across he got these manuals, and I was like, you know what? I need those manuals. So he sent them over, and I was like, well, you know what? They're not anywhere that I could find on the internet. So I was like, I might as well just put them up. So, I mean, look, I don't expect.
No, look, I mean, yeah. No, I would have posted them myself if someone would have given me the manuals. I'm not criticizing you for posting them, but I'm just saying, when I saw the post, I'm like, oh, great, a Blaser manual. Who the fuck cares? But
yeah.
With that being said, there's enough Blaser douches out there that are right now jumping up and down doing their happy dance because they have an online Blaser manual, and that's cool.
Yeah, there's like 10 of us.
Exactly. Now, if you would have put like an AR manual, there would have been 10,000 people that goes, great, an AR manual. But then again, there would have been 20,000 people doing their happy dance. But that's the way it is with tech manuals. The vast majority of the people don't give two shits about it. But but they're good to post because there's going to be someone who's going to run into an issue, and it happens to everyone. You're going to run into an issue, and you're going to wish you had a damn tech manual to fix it.
Well, you know what? I'm going to say this just in case there is a Blaser guy listening to this, because it was really interesting. I've ended up posting 3
The one Blaser guy that listens to our podcast.
There's a couple. There's 3 manuals. One of them is the owner's manual that you get when you buy a gun. If you bought it in the 90s, it comes in the box and whatever. So I posted that one just because I was like, I'm doing these manuals, I might as well post that. So the other 2 manuals were, one was an actual Blaser armorer's manual. So if you go through their armorer's course, it's got an armorer's manual with all the breakdown of it's even got the part numbers for these armorer's tools as to how you gauge so you can gauge and measure various aspects of these guns to make sure they're in spec. And I'd never seen that before. And then there is and then there was a maintenance manual, a scheduled maintenance manual, and the scheduled one wasn't very long, but basically it said, every, how to clean, whatever. But it had at 10,000 rounds, you do this, pull these parts, replace these and all that. And you look at that, and most of it is really just a CYA, cover your ass. You could tell it's like, oh, we've run this at 10,000 rounds and then, it's time to replace all these parts. Those numbers are arbitrary because it's 10,000 rounds. Let's just go ahead and replace a bunch of this stuff because that's where we're at. It's like the PDs. A lot of police departments get rid of guns every 10 years. Most guns obviously aren't going to fall apart in 10 years, but the idea is for insurance purposes, liability purposes, let's roll them in and out every 10 years so we can keep our insurance people happy. We're not going to have these issues. And you could tell just looking at those numbers, that 10,000 round number was just an arbitrary number, but it was just interesting to see it. And actually, as opposed to, if you are the one Blaser guy, instead of just taking Marky's opinion on certain things, oh, look, there's some of it written down from the actual factory. And that was just kind of neat. So, look, that'll go out in the newsletter on Saturday. We'll get 0 comments. Nobody will even pay attention to that. Then about 6 months from now, a guy will roll in and go, hey, thanks for posting these. And then, it'll go dead. And then, a year later, some guy will roll in, hey, I have a question about my Blaser. Yeah, it's nothing. So, whatever.
No, I mean, look, and it's good to have because the Blaser is not a popular platform where there's millions of them out there like an AR or an AK. And there are people that will find that. Look, and here's the thing: like you said before, you can't find these posted anywhere. So someone who needs these manuals will be able to find them online, courtesy of you.
Yeah, courtesy of me. So you know what? And also, honestly, it kind of helps me. If I put them on the website and then I need them, if I'm out somewhere, I know where to get them.
Yeah, that's true.
It's, they're back in the armory. I don't have copies on me. Oh, no, here you go. Boom, boom, download, hand them to a dude. You got them, brother, right there. Let's see, what else was there going on? Congratulations to America. Did you hear about this? Congratulations to America. The anti-gunners are now saying that it used to be that Americans had 300 million guns.
Yeah.
Well, apparently we've crossed 400 million.
Oh, that's awesome.
Congratulations to America. Thank you, Barack Obama.
I was just going to say, thank you, Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton.
Yeah, I mean, Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton sold 100 million guns.
Yeah.
Somewhere between probably 50 million and 100 million. Probably 50 million.
I don't know. Between 8 years of Barack Obama's presidency and then Hillary running for president, it might be closer to 100 million. Because
no, it was there are two 100 million. Okay, I thought you said 200.
No, not 200 million. It's closer to 100 million. I would guess.
Yeah.
Because it's like this all the time. There's the big scare. And and everyone runs out and gobbles up shit. Oh, and and especially this past election, Hillary's going to win. Hillary's going to win. Hillary's going to win. Let's go get our guns now before she bans them, because she's going to.
Yeah. Trump is awesome.
Yeah.
So let's talk about this. I posted some pictures of it on the website, and we don't have to have a big conversation about it, because there was a lot of debate over here at the Armory about some of these decisions. So you have officially seen and ridden in the Polaris General range vehicle. What do you have anything positive to say about it?
Positive?
Yes.
It's a Polaris. It's a beast.
It does have a lot of power.
It's got a lot of power. Look, I'm not going to get into, shitting all over it. It's a damn nice vehicle. The Polaris General is a great vehicle. I have more negatives over positives. But to be fair, the thing's not broken yet. And a lot of the negatives I have with it for riding around on it, up and down the hills, a lot of the things will work out. Like, for example, the thing sucks on gas mileage, but you know what? The truth is the gas mileage on it will get better once the engine breaks in, and it's obnoxiously loud.
You know what? I don't think it's any louder than a Kubota.
You're insane. Yeah, it is.
Okay.
But look, again, you said
I'm going to help. I'm going to help you out.
It's a great machine. No, I would never say to anyone, "Oh, don't get the Polaris General." It's a great machine, but
okay. So I'm going to, instead of just wandering around in the forest here, let's give some people a touch point. So here's what happened. In broad terms, we've got this property, and it's a pretty big piece of property, and we need to be able to admin and do stuff on the property. And so we put in all these trails. And so what basically happened was, we decided to turn the trails into, because we have to put the trails in anyway, and it was big money to do it. So they have vehicles to run these trails. And then some of our staff members were like, I've got four-wheelers. Can I bring my four-wheeler out there? Yeah, sure, not a problem. So what we ended up doing is we basically, look, if I had just put my foot down and said, this is what we're going to get, we would have gotten a Kubota, which is the exact same Kubota that's at Mitchell Range, and it's the exact same Kubota that they have where I used to work. Mm-hmm. It literally, Jim and where I used to work, they have the exact same Kubota. Yeah. And I love the Kubota. And it's practical, and it's powerful and big, and it can run guys up and down the ranges, and it's got PTO and diesel gas. It lasts forever, and all that kind of stuff.
Huge dump bed.
Yeah. So hydraulic dump bed. It has a hydraulic dump bed. So all that, and again, all that, we all get it. But you know what? The argument, I decided to put it out there, and we just kind of let people kind of see where this stuff's going to go. So what ended up happening is a lot of the people that like to run the recreational type vehicles, the opinion was, why do we have to make this thing into a tractor? Why can't we get something that's a little bit more fun and more enjoyable? And the reality is, if we need a tractor, we'll just go buy a tractor. And I was like, I decided to let it go.
Look, in the grand scheme of things,
we paid more for this than we would have paid for a totally tricked out Kubota.
Oh God, yeah.
By about $5 or $6 grand.
I was just going to say $5,000. I mean, we could have bought the same Kubota at Mitchell Range $5,000 cheaper. Actually, we could have bought an upgraded Kubota that's out at Mitchell Range for about $5,000 cheaper. But let me tell you the thing that I hate the most about the Polaris General. And this is This is for even the sport utility guys, the guys that race them up and down places where people run their, utility vehicles, like Gravel-Rama and places like that. Man, I hate those suicide doors on the back.
I don't disagree.
I hate those suicide doors. They suck.
I don't disagree. I'm not sure why they're there. I guess maybe to give you more room. I mean, to get in and out the way it's designed. I don't know.
But I don't see why you couldn't have put a regular door on there. Just hinge it differently.
I think the suicide door gives you, because it's a tight fit, in the back, to get like your runway to get in and out of the seat. If you do the suicide door, because here's the thing, on a regular door, the area where you got to put your body is towards the front of the entrance of the door, not the back. If you make it a suicide door, you don't slide your ass right at the back of the seat because you're going to run into the frame. Most people are in the airspace in front. Again, I'm kind of making this up. I really don't know. The thing is, the Kubotas, they don't really have doors because you're not going that fast. This thing has doors because, like, we had this
on some pretty extreme angles, man. I mean, they're.
Yeah, we had on some angles, but like this Polaris will do 75 miles an hour.
Man, I'll tell you
and
what,
it's like, and part of me is like, why the fuck would you want to do that? But the thing is, I will say this: we had it when you were in it. Did we hit? I know we did 30. Did we hit 40 in it? I've had it up to 40.
I think when we were in high range up along the spine, we hit 40. But I'm telling you what, we were down in the firing line on the hills in low range, and I know a couple times you hit you were pushing 30, hammering it in low range.
Trying to climb up a
hill.
I
mean, that thing, look, that thing's got all kinds of speed. I mean, that thing.
It's got it actually apparently has more torque than the Ranger. That's what I'm told. I don't know if that's true. I let them sell me on it. I'm like, whatever.
Maybe it does, but neither one of them hold the torque of a Kubota, so whatever.
Yeah, whatever. So here's the thing. Look, I'm going to be positive. I'm being positive about it. It is a very comfortable machine. Like the suspension, you got to be honest.
Man. The suspension on it, it's got Fox shocks on it. It's got an adjustable suspension. I mean, and I'm telling you what, the range is pretty tore up right now from the bulldozer. And I'll tell you what, it wasn't that bad.
And riding that on the Kubota would have been it had been a lot slower. It'd been a lot more teeth rattling. The seats in the range or in the General, they kind of tilt back. They're more buckety, so it's a little bit more comfortable. Again, but we're not going to ride it for like 6 hours like you would like the sport guys.
I'll tell you what was definitely better than the Kubota on the General. Okay, the Kubota has bench seats in it. So on some of these extreme angles we were on, like when we were riding on, when we were going down the property line on the creek side, there was some 45-degree angles we were on, there were, and on a Kubota with a bench seat, you want to slide. Well, in the General, you got these like bucket seats and you got really nice handholds. I mean, true. I mean, and that's definitely a plus. Now, it's apples and oranges. I know that, but if you're on a bench seat and you're not if you're not buckled in, you could have slid right out of that damn thing.
Yeah. I'm going to give Freeze a lot of credit here because, we kind of put this out there to let people kind of like decide what they wanted. And, this machine is nowhere near where we thought we were going to end up. And we can make up all kinds of arguments as to why a Kubota or a more powerful PTO powered machine would have been more practical. But you know what? This thing, I can get 4 big guys in it. It's got plenty of power. It's comfortable. And the bed, it does have a dump bed. And it's big enough for targets.
Yeah, it's big enough for targets, but I mean, the bed on it sucks as far as the capacity on it. But look, this is what I told you. before it was even purchased. I said, look, hands down, a Kubota is the better machine to have for the range. I mean, it is. But there's other things to consider. There's other staff members, and I'm not a sport guy. I don't go out and ride my ATV for fun. It's a tool to me, which is what.
Yeah, I don't either.
But there's enough people out there that do. And at the end of the day, even though the Kubota was cheaper, the Kubota is a better vehicle for when I say for I'm talking about mine and yours, our use. At the end of the day, do you want to die on the hill of a sport utility vehicle? No. It's not worth the argument. It's not worth the fight. It's like, you know what? Screw it. Just go buy it. Because if
you know what?
And at the end of the day, the Polaris will do the job.
It will. And we opened the door, and once we opened it, we couldn't close it and not look like big assholes.
No, exactly.
And you know what? If we'll end up just getting a tractor if we need.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, again, like I was saying before, at the end of the day, it's not a hill you want to fight on, because you'll die, and that doesn't serve any purpose. You know what? You just do it and you move on, because
we're so deep in this. It was like with the money and everything, it's just like, you know what? It's fine.
Yeah, and we've got four-wheelers to use. We've got four-wheel drive vehicles to use. I mean, so it's not like this is like the thing.
Yeah, I mean, my Honda 420 is plenty. You know what I mean? That's, that thing goes anywhere. It's fine.
The truth is, I go out to the range and I need to run down there to paint a target. I'm jumping on the Honda. I'm not dragging the Polaris out. I'm going to jump on the Honda. Why? Because, it's me, and I'm just going down there to spray paint some targets. I'm going to jump on the Honda because it's easier. It's quick. I can just jump on it, run down there, do it, and come back. If I need to take targets down there, well, guess what? Then it's the Polaris. Again, the Polaris General is one hell of a sport utility vehicle. And
the kids like it, our younger staff members,
Look, if you want a utilitarian vehicle that you can do things with, like, I mean, with Kubota, you can put farm equipment on. You can put attachments, bush hogs and shit like that on there.
Well, that was the whole point of the PTO. We could do bush hogging with it. We could do all that stuff.
But if you just want a sport utility vehicle, to have a vehicle that you can do shit around your place and still have a good time, and actually, is the General street legal?
I believe it is.
I think so.
As a matter of fact, I know it is.
So, plus, if you register it, it can be street legal.
Because it'll keep up with traffic. That's,
there's not a damn thing wrong. I mean, I would never tell anyone not to buy the Polaris. Is it the best choice for our needs? No, not in the least bit. But you know what? With that being said, we have it, so we got to deal with it.
Yep, that's what we got, and that's, I guess I'll put it this way. I mean, you're probably the same way. Look, the General seems great. I mean, I will admit, I have to admit, it rides much more comfortably than I thought it would, especially at moderates, because you can really get around the property pretty well in that thing. Like, if you just need to zip down to a target and zip back,
oh yeah.
I mean, you can cover ground fast, which is going to be a positive if we're doing stuff like the SWAT team. But, I personally am not inclined to do any type of recreational riding that I'm required to wear a helmet and eye protection.
No, me neither. That's not
See, if you're going that fast in one of these things, that's not my bag. But you know what? If we have all these trails, if people want to do that,
but here's the thing. We do have staff members that will go down there not to shoot. I mean, they may shoot, but they will make a special trip down there just to have fun and ride either four-wheelers or the Polaris.
And part of the reason why this is an issue is our official position to the county and everybody else is this is a four-wheeler recreational property.
Truth is, at the end of the day, we need those people going down there and riding the trails, because that's how you keep the trails down, is by riding them. Otherwise, you've got to maintain them and bush hog them a couple of times.
Mm-hmm. And it'll keep trespassers off of it too. The more people that are down there, and look, and we're not going to ever share this information, but if you were to look at this property for all we've done to it, and you were to look at a satellite image of it, it does not look like a rifle range. We've done a pretty good job of hiding that shit.
Yeah. No, so I mean, it's good that we have people that'll go down there and ride four-wheelers and sport utility vehicles and just go down there to have a good time on it. That's not a bad thing. I mean, I don't do it. I'm never going to go down there just to ride a four-wheeler. That's not ever going to happen. If I get on any one of the vehicles, it's because I'm down there shooting and I need to do something, or I'm down there doing maintenance and I need to go down there and do something. I'm not going down there for fun because, frankly, I don't have the time for fun.
But you know what? What the hell? It's fine. Everybody's happy.
I mean, going down shooting is fun for me. That is fun. That is my making time for fun. When I say fun, I meant just going down here to randomly ride four-wheelers. Yeah.
So hopefully today we'll be going out and officially buying a shipping container.
Outstanding.
All right, we better wrap this one up, because it's getting to be, it's almost 8 o'clock. It's 8 o'clock, and the day's going to get moving. All right, well, this wraps up episode 102 of the John1911 Podcast. If you want to follow what we've been doing on our, on the range, go to our website, John1911.com. That's JOHN1911.com. And remember, it's all about shooting guns and having fun. Everybody,
see you later.